Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters. Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister.
Hey ladies, one of your coaches, Jenna Torres here. I'm going to talk to you about the setup for the clean. So this goes for whether you're doing a clean deadlift, a power clean, or a full clean, or whether you're cleaning with a pause in a position. So no matter which one of those you're doing, then I want you to set up the same way. So first thing is kind of your base. I always start with the feet. So the feet are gonna be about underneath your hips, maybe a little bit wider. For me, they're a little bit wider. I got pretty long legs, so kind of gotta have room to get them out. And I duck my toes out a little bit. What we wanna avoid is we wanna make sure those toes aren't way super ducked out. So just a little bit ducked out is fine, or straightforward is fine. Just wanna make sure you can really push those knees out. Hand width, everybody's different. What we want to make sure is that your hands are outside your shoulders. So when the bar actually gets to your shoulders. So like I said before, I clean in the same position that I back squat in and that I press in, so that it's not necessarily the case for everybody. But if you do, that's awesome. If not, just what I want to make sure that you're doing is that you're grabbing in the same place every time. So when you're cleaning, so don't want to be like way out here one day and way in another day. You can for sure like play around with your grip if you don't feel comfortable or if it's something you want to play with. But once you find that grip, just kind of sticking with that same spot every time. For me, that is about thumb distance away from the smooth surface of the bar. Maybe a little bit wider for the most part. There's only a few people I've come across that are really close to the smooth surface of the bar. For the most part, it's at least half a thumb distance away from that bar. So that's just my suggestion. Anyway, make sure that you get the hook grip in. So thumb around the bar, fingers around your thumb. One thing that a lot of people I think don't think about, and it's something that I definitely remind myself of every time I set up, is really getting those knuckles down. So as soon as I get my hook grip in, before I pull my hips down, I turn my knuckles down. This helps keep the bar close to your body. So just keep that in mind. And so we're here, I get my grip in. This is how I set up. I get my grip in, my hook grip in, I turn my knuckles down, then I pull myself down and get my knees out and get a big chest. Before I go, I get really tight. Some people get tight at the top first, that's fine. Whatever works for you, as long as you're getting tight. So where we want our hips is that we want to make sure our shins aren't straight up and down. So a lot of people will set up kind of like a deadlift. We want to make sure those knees are kind of forward in front of that bar a little bit, tracking over your toes. Knees are out. My hips are going to be about parallel with the crease of my knee, or a little bit higher. For me, they're a little bit higher, but we want to make sure they're just not way up here like this. So get those hips down, knuckles down, back really tight. So I want that back as tight as possible. When you stand up with this bar, you want to keep that back angle the same as much as possible. So a lot of people will shoot those hips back first. So really keep that back angle the same. Tight lats, big chest, drive that chest up as you're coming up out of the bottom. One thing I forgot to mention is that your feet, one way to help you not have really straight shins when you set up is when you put your feet underneath the bar, you can kind of put the balls of your feet underneath the bar. A lot of people, when they do a deadlift, they kind of set up with their knots of their shoelaces. If you just put the balls of your feet underneath and then drive your knees forward, that's going to kind of help you get your shins more at an angle. So awesome, have fun.